The Jets are a mess. Story broke yesterday. So once again, it was kind of a quiet afternoon. And then all of a sudden, Diana Rossini sent out a tweet. She worked for The Athletic, used to be with the mothership. The Jets want to make a switch at quarterback. The team is leaning towards Zach Wilson to take over, but he is reluctant to step back in. So when that line stood out, I went, wait, hold on. He's reluctant to step back in. The team is discussing their next step. Okay. Here's the second tweet. Aaron Rodgers reached out to Zach Wilson in an effort to advise him to resume the starter role, but at the time, Wilson remained apprehensive due to his perceived injury risk, per sources. But wait, there's more. A third tweet from Diana Rossini. Timeline of events we are reporting Zach Wilson made clear to multiple members of the organization, players, staff, coaches, of his apprehension to start due to perceived injury risk, per sources. The conversations with Aaron Rodgers came as a result of Wilson's shared sentiments. Well, Robert Saleh, in a paid appearance on the Michael Kay Show, had this to say about Zach Wilson.
Let's be clear. If he was reluctant to play, guys, he wouldn't be here. All right. I actually, coincidentally, just got done speaking with him. He came in about a half hour ago, and we had a really good conversation. The young man wants the ball. He wants to start. He believes he's the best quarterback in the room and best quarterback for this team and the guy who gives us the best chance to win. And I'll tell you guys the same thing I told him. I appreciate it. I appreciate the fact that he wants to play. I'm just not there yet.
Well, somebody's not telling the truth here. Robert Saleh, that was the press conference. He later went on Michael Kay's show and was a little bit more demonstrative, a little bit more adamant about that Zach Wilson wants to play. But does he want to play? Did he say this? Injury risk? I for the life of me, I can't understand what Zach... yes, you don't want to get hurt. Well, I'm sure every one of your teammates doesn't want to get hurt. You're the leader. They gave you a second chance, maybe a third chance, to show something that you're not one of the biggest busts of all time. But you know what? You're trending that way. Fan reaction here. And this isn't about just the Jets. I mean, this is national, where you're saying, I don't want to play anymore. I don't want to get hurt. How do you go into the locker room? How do you go into the huddle? You can't cash your paycheck. You should not cash your paycheck. Robert Saleh says it's not true. Well, there's three sources on this, or three different people reporting this. So there's something attached to this. Yes, Heaton.
Well, this is a separate topic, so I'll just save it. But the three people reporting the same thing just seems weird to me all the time. I know news outlets do it. To me, it seems like it's to add credibility to a story that's probably a little loose as it is.
Yeah.
Because look, the three of us, what, were you all on the same conference call?
Yeah, I didn't understand.
Did you all get the same group text message where, like, all three of us are reporting at the same time this story so it feels more real?
Yeah.
That being said, to me, this feels more like a conversation that was had that's maybe been taken out of context. And now it's impossible, the way everyone has run with it, it's impossible to put this toothpaste back in the
tube. Yeah. But,
like an offhanded comment of like, oh, great, so now I get to go back out there, and what they do believe in me, they don't believe in me, now they want me back again, so I go in there to get hurt. You know what I mean? Or something like that, and now that's been turned into... this guy refuses to play.
Well, this is the thing that I'm looking at, Seton. Zach Wilson made it clear to multiple members of the organization, players, staff, and coaches. If it's an offhanded comment, you're joking, like, oh, God, I got to go back in, run for my life. This feels like he made it clear, players, staff, and coaches. According to Diana Rossini, he made it clear. Yeah.
So if that's true,
yeah,
right? He made it clear to multiple, one of them apparently being Aaron Rodgers. He made it clear to the coaching staff, I'm not going in there and playing.
Yeah.
Why would Robert Saleh be like, it's not true? This is his chance. Cut the kid loose. We don't want him anymore. We don't want to pay him. We don't even want the question of is this guy ever going to play again for us? The answer is absolutely no.
But he has been apologizing for Zach Wilson all season long. I don't know what ownership says in a situation. I don't know if they say, hey, we're going to stick with him. We're paying him. He needs to play. But Robert Saleh has been cleaning up the mess after the elephant in the circus the entire season here. I mean, would I have been shocked if he came out and said, yeah, Zach doesn't want to play and we're going to cut him? I would have been surprised if he said that yesterday, if it was actually true. Yes,
I understand him cleaning up the mess for him all season. He wasn't supposed to play this season.
Yeah.
This was the season that he was supposed to be sitting and watching Aaron Rodgers and learning how to play quarterback. And instead, 4 plays into the season or whatever it was, it's like, all right, get back out there, kid. That whole plan is off.
Yeah.
I understand him cleaning up the mess after him. Zach Wilson was put into a situation that he wasn't supposed to be in this year. He was supposed to be allowed that reset of just watch the way Aaron does this, and we're going to restart your career. But now, why would he still clean up the mess of, I'm not going in, I'm refusing to play? That doesn't make any sense to me.
I don't know. I mean, I'm baffled by this. Why would Zach Wilson allow this to get out? Even the possibility of this getting out. Now Aaron Rodgers is involved in it. Your credibility with your teammates is gone. It just feels like it's going to hang there that guy didn't want to play. And you got to cut him loose. You have to say, all right, you don't want to play, we're not going to pay you. But if it gets to Aaron Rodgers, did it get to, maybe it started with Aaron Rodgers. Was it an offhanded comment like, man, I don't want to play?
Well, I thought, according to Diana Rossini, Aaron Rodgers called Zach Wilson, right?
Yeah.
And they had a conversation.
Reached out, to advise him to resume the starter role. Okay. It's Jetsian.
Maybe his feelings were hurt, and he was like, no, screw them. I'm not playing for them.
Yeah.
All right. No problem. But if that's the case, why is Robert Saleh being like, not true? I don't know what conversations you guys are having, but that's not what I'm having.
I think he realizes the kid is committing career suicide. Let me see if I can navigate this. Let me see if I can do something in the next 24, 48 hours. And maybe we can kind of frame this like, hey, he was saying something in an offhanded comment. However you want to do it, I have no idea. Get a creative writer to come in and help you with your script here.
It was either Aaron Rodgers or maybe another player.
Yeah.
But somebody who's having these conversations let it out.
Yeah, they did.
It sure wasn't Zach Wilson.
No, I don't think so. Yeah, Paul.
I could tell you, if I'm paraphrasing the reaction of social media all day yesterday, because I really followed the story, and I'm paraphrasing the collective, this pretty boy who's done almost nothing in his career is about to get his third chance to take over the Jets, and he's not fighting to get back in there. Screw him. That was a lot of the rationale of non-Jets fans, casual sports fans, just reacting to this Zach Wilson story yesterday. Once they see that headline, the first tweet of Diana Rossini, it was died with this kid. This is his image.
And it already wasn't a good image. And yes, I was a proponent for keeping him in there. Don't go out and get another quarterback. Give him a chance. Let him find out, can he play? And he got a big second chance. Didn't expect it. Yes, he was going to learn from Aaron Rodgers. I understand that. But you went in and you showed glimpses, but you're not a starting quarterback in the NFL. At least not now. And I don't know why a team would go, hey, I know you wanted to protect yourself so you didn't get injured. Hey, why don't you come on in and be our quarterback until maybe things go south, and then you're going to want to do the same thing. Like, who's going to want to sign him? Yeah, Mark.
If you're Zach Wilson, do you go to the front of the team at the beginning of the meeting and say, hey, guys, or do you call a press conference or something like that? I know you're not the starter, but you try to get out in front of this as soon as you can.
Well, I got to figure out if it's true or not. If it's true and he wants to get out in front of it, you have to do that this morning. But I don't, maybe he feels this way. It's weird. It's there, but then is it really there in front of us? How exact is this? Yes, Tom.
If it's true and he ultimately does start the next game, what's the motivation other than trying to save their jobs, I guess? We're already weak offensive line. What's the motivation of these guys to block for this guy that they have no respect for? Who's like, I don't want to play behind these guys. They're going to get me killed. What are they going to do?
Well, even if they are trying hard, he still might get killed. I mean, we're talking about the Jets' offensive line here. It's not like you go, man, can you guys, be any crappier? Probably not. So he is going out there knowing that this could happen. Yes, Paul.
If you were Zach Wilson's agent today, would you advise your client to get out and talk to the media when all the Jets reporters are there, or zip it and just
this has nothing to do with my agent. This has to do with ownership and head coach, because now they're answering. Your agent isn't answering for you.
But I guess what I'm saying is, if you're the agent, do you advise Zach to talk today, because he's trying to get another 10 years out of this?
Well, they're not going to let him talk unless the Jets let him talk. It's not. I mean, the agent's trying to save, his salary too. He's trying to hey, I want to be attached to this guy for the next 10 years. He's committing career suicide with this. Yes, Marv.
But from the other standpoint, if you're a reporter, do you run right over to Zach Wilson? Zach.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Yes. They might not make him available. If I'm the Jets, I better have a good script. And let's stick to the script here. And whatever that's going to be. But, that now we start to spin. Yeah. Now you got to spin it. And I mean, they're at a point where I don't know if you can spin it any other way than he doesn't want to play. I don't know. Zach, I don't know what he could say.